Hey girls, when we were last looking at paragraph writing, I made use of this book. It's by Guest, Lawrence and Eshies. Eshies, Guest and Lawrence. And I put it into my in-text references and I put it into my list of references. I'd taken words out of here that were used in the source. What I want to do in this particular task today is show you how to enter a new source into a bibliography, and you'll see here that I'm going to use a book by the same group of authors but not the same book, and you'll see then hopefully why we use different, we need to record all our details really carefully. So what I've done is I've grabbed another book. It's got nothing to do with the French Revolution, but another book by, here they are, Lawrence, Eshies and Guest, and they're taking it in terms of whose name goes first, which is kind of interesting, but it's the same authors. And what I've done, I've just flicked to a random page and found something on page 5 that's interesting. I've actually written a quote out of there from up here, which says, when you read history, you often come across terms you need to understand. I've just made that a quote, so you can see how I would reference a quote and how I'd insert a list of references. So let's put this book down for a moment. I'm going to firstly go, what do I do when I write a quote? I straight away make sure it's in inverted commas. Bam! Inverted commas, done. Now, because it's a quote, I need to cite it. I need to insert an in-text reference. So up we go onto our References tab on our toolbar. So I'm just sitting in Microsoft Word here, by the way. You know where layout is, home's almost off the screen, but you get the gist of it. References. Insert a citation. I've got tradition and change there already in this bibliography, but this book's called The Modern World Emerges. It's not the same book. Same authors, different book. So I'm in a situation where I've got to add a new source. Bam! Now, as soon as this comes up, I think to myself, look, I need to make sure I've got all of the possibilities I could enter in. So I'm going to firstly tick the box there, show all bibliography fields. Let's watch what I did there again. Show all bibliography fields. Keyword is BAM. I've got a lot more I can fill in. By the way, this is an easy one. It's clearly a book. But look at this drop-down menu. There's so many different possibilities. They don't cover all of the types of sources you get, so you've got to kind of think which of these matches best. Artwork. If you're using etchings, maybe it's an artwork. It's held in a museum or something. All right. A lot of people think putting the author in is easy and start banging in these names into this box here. But we do need to make some decisions. Firstly, is it a person that's an author or is it a corporate author? For example, I've got resources here that are made by companies like the ABC, the Australian Broadcasting Corporation. If it's a company, often websites have got a company, I go corporate author. Graze that box out, I write in here. But no, it's not a corporate author, it's a real author. Let's be a bit careful what we do here. So I go edit. Most people don't use that box. I'll just position it where it's a little bit easier for you to see. Now, what order do I write them in? Lawrence, Judith, Eshies, Joe, Guest, Vic. So I'm going to have to look down a bit as I do this, or I'll pop it over here to the side. Might be a little bit better for myself. I hope it doesn't fall down as I'm typing. And I'm going to type in Lawrence. First name, Judith. Excellent. She's in. Whoops. Watch for the typos because spell checker won't work here. Okay. Then I've got to go Eshies. And the first name was Joe. Let's add in another detail. And it is Guest. Good old Vic. Vic Guest. So I've got all three in. Okay. Look what it does. Isn't that magic, the way it's just positioned in the right spot? The title is called, The Modern World Emerges. Okay, so I'm going to type in The Modern World Emerges. And I think you might have found the screen just went black there, so I don't know what that's about. Let's have a look at the year. So, flipping inside, go to what's called the Verso page. Here it is, and it says 1986. I hope you can see the Verso page. 1986, I'm going to put that one in there. 1986. The city it's published, again, looking at the Verso page, having a quick scan, it's in Brisbane. Okay, Now the red stars are the ones I've got to answer. The publisher, often I can find on the front cover, not there. Oh, that little symbol there can help me, but I probably need to look it up. And there it is, Jacaranda. Now, Jacaranda has the word press behind it, and there's a little tradition we've got to find. Jacaranda press needs to be written out in full. Then I scroll down. Is there anything else I need to put in? If it was an online book, I'd put the URL, I'd put the date accessed and so on. But no, this isn't a scanned copy, this isn't an ebook or anything like that, it's our book. So in I go, OK. In-text reference, citation has appeared. The trick is though, I need to actually say what page I got that quote off because it's a book. So I can click on this, hit my down arrow, and I can edit that citation. My quote came off page 5, bam, in it goes, page 5. OK. Now when I finish my paragraph and I've done all my sources like that, I can then simply go insert a bibliography, and here it is, both books, and above it I write list of references, colon, let's put it underline and bold, back to home, bold and underline. It's as simple as that. In a moment, I'll get another little video going where we can muck around with that a little bit more. So there you go.